What is up, Doom Patrol fans? Welcome back to another trailer breakdown, because just last week we got our first trailer for Season 2, but that was the HBO Max trailer, so it was more of an introductory trailer for HBO Max subscribers that haven't seen the show before, but this is more of a natural Season 2 trailer that really shows you what Season 2 is going to be about, because this trailer is for specifically DC Universe. So there's a lot to break down here. There are some stuff in this trailer that were reused from the first trailer, so I'm not going to break down that stuff. I'm just going to go over the new stuff that we found out and saw in this trailer. So if you want to find out about the other stuff that we saw in the first trailer, then I will leave the link to my trailer breakdown for the HBO Max trailer down in the description if you want to check it out. And then of course I will also leave the link to this trailer for DC Universe. So yeah, let's jump right into it. And we start off with this scene between Cyborg and this character. Still don't know who she is. She was cast a while ago. That was like before Season 2 was officially announced. Like a couple months ago. Like the only news we had gotten since Season 1 had come out is that she was cast for Season 2, really. So we know that she has some kind of connection to Cyborg. I really have no idea. Maybe he has a sister or something. But that's really just guessing. She looks to be about the same age as Cyborg. Maybe a girlfriend, maybe a possible love interest. I really have absolutely no idea. But in the last trailer, we did see her walking around with a cane. So that's why in the last trailer, I guessed that it was someone older. But now that I see it, that's not Cyborg's mom. I was nowhere near close right with that. But then we get another look at the Doom Patrol in their smaller form, because at the end of the first season, they were ultimately shrunk down, except for Negative Man. So now in this first episode of Season 2, they're going to be trying to grow back to regular size. And as you can see here, Jane and Robot Man, or Cliff, are sitting down because, I mean, they're tiny and they can't really do much of anything, so what else are they supposed to do? And they're sitting right next to Danny the Brick, because if you remember from the first season, with everything that happened at the end, Danny the Street is now just Danny the Brick. So it'll be interesting to see how that character moves on through this season as just one brick. Maybe by the end he'll be a full street again. I don't know, but it is cool to see. Then we do also get this interaction between Niles Calder, the chief, and Willoughby Kipling, because this is also going to be part of the first episode of Season 2, because Niles is going to be enlisting the help of Willoughby Kipling to get the Doom Patrol back to their normal size. And yeah, so it's nice to be seeing him back, because, like I mentioned in my first trailer breakdown, he's basically another version of Constantine, and I love Constantine, so this character is really cool as well. Then we find out that the Chief is dying, because apparently he's like super old, and this was something that was kind of hinted at in the first trailer, but I just didn't notice it, because in the first trailer we saw some scenes of the Chief with like really, really whitish gray hair, and it looked like he was much older. But those were like flashback scenes to when he was creating the Doom Patrol and working on Cliff. So here we see that he did something to like get his youth back, or at least be able to live longer, so that he could keep his daughter safe and stuff like that. But now things are finally catching up to him, and he getting old. And we specifically hear him say that he's like 139 years old or something like that. So yeah, that's old. And then I like how Rita's like, he's practically dead. And I mean, that's true. I mean, when you get to that age, your organs and everything probably wouldn't be working too well. Then we see a shot of the newest member of the Doom Patrol, Dorothy Spinner, and it looks like she's in like some kind of circus thing, but she's in a cage, so I don't know if this is some kind of villain that has locked her up in here, or like some other reality or something, or world or whatever. I don't know. Things get weird on the show, so really anything can happen. But I definitely feel bad for her because, she's locked up in a cage. And then there's a shot back here where they're talking about Niles' age and all that stuff. And then we see Dorothy's imaginary friends, except they end up not being so imaginary because if you don't know, Dorothy Spinner's powers are that she can bring anything to life with her imagination. So these are her imaginary friends. We've got a giant spider, some crazy woman with like glowing eyes, and then also the like wolf moose vampire beast thing that we saw in the first season, like the spirit animal that actually had to do with her mother. So that's a great connection there. But because she can bring things to life with her mind, that's basically what she's done here. She's brought her friends to life, and well, they don't play well with others because they like fling Cliff all over the place, and it's not good. And then we see Dorothy again, and this time she's blowing some kind of golden, sparkly dust into the air. And I don't really know anything from the Doom Patrol comics or anything about this character from what I've read recently. But I'm guessing that maybe this has something to do with when she's bringing people or things to life with her mind, I guess. I don't think so, but I don't know what else this would have to do. Maybe it has something to do with one of the main villains, which I'll get into later in the trailer. Or actually now. So yeah, this is the next part. But this is the main villain of the season, Candlemaker. And you can see that Candlemaker is like peering over the chief. And as you can tell, Niles is wearing some like older clothing, like not necessarily like old clothing, but like, clothing you would wear like not in this current time period. So this could be a flashback to before he created the Doom Patrol. So maybe he's had a connection with the Candlemaker this whole time because of Dorothy and all that stuff. But I love the way that Candlemaker looks. It's a great adaptation from the comics. Of course, he looks different from the comics, but I say he looks even better than he does in the comics because he's still got that same similar vibe and that similar look, except this is more like monstrous and beast-like. So I really like the way this looks and how he glows and everything. And yeah, it just looks really cool. But then we get a shot of Crazy Jane, and I'm not sure which one of her personalities this is because she has like 64 of them. But she is trapping Dorothy in this container or vault thing here. So I don't know what's going on here. Maybe the Doom Patrol had to turn on Dorothy because maybe Dorothy turned on them and went all evil or something. Or maybe she just can't control her powers because, I mean, she is just a kid. You wouldn't think she'd be able to control her powers really that much. And then I think this is inside the same vault capsule thing again. But it's like starting to burn up. Like it looks like fire's about to blow through there. So I don't know. Is she gonna die? Or the Doom Patrol trying to burn her alive? I don't know. Maybe they're just testing her powers or something. Seeing if she can escape or something. So I don't really know, but it definitely doesn't look safe. I mean, I wouldn't get in a closed off container thing where fire is gonna blow through. Although she didn't really have a choice. She was kind of just thrown in there by Jane. And yeah, there's another shot where you can really tell that Niles is getting older and that his age is really catching up to him. And then we see the Doom Patrol say that they need time. They need a way to find more time. And that is going to tie into another villain of the season, which is Dr. Time, who I don't think we saw in the trailer. If we did, it might have been like a very small, very quick shot. But we have seen leaked images online of what he's going to look like in the show. And all I'm going to say is that he looks very comics accurate. No matter how weird it looks to see in live action, he looks exactly like he does in the comics. So it's really cool to see. But I'm not going to show it in the video because it is a leaked photo. But you can go find it yourself if you want to. But I'm definitely excited to see this character in this show. then we find out a little bit about what's going on with Jane and Crazy Jane and all 64 of her personalities, because some things are going on down there in the underground. And we don't necessarily know what, but it looks like all of her personalities are maybe turning against her. Because we even see that she's like put in jail by Hammerhead, or like in the dungeon thing. So I don't know what's going on here. I don't know why her personalities are turning against her. Maybe it's because maybe she's in denial or something, and she stopped using her other personalities as much. So then maybe her other personalities are just mad that they're not getting to come out as much. I don't really know, but it's an interesting idea, and I really enjoyed the underground stuff in the first season. I feel like they did a little bit too much on it, but I am definitely excited to see this explored a little more in season 2. And then we see that Niles has been invited to a dinner with another one of the villains of the season, which is Red Jack. And also very accurate compared to the comics. I love the way he looks because it's also very modern. But as you can tell, he's very violent. He literally just like ripped the eyes and the face off of that guy. So that was not good. But this is our first look at him. He looks great. Looks cool. Don't know anything about the character, but he looks cool. So that's good. And then we see that Dorothy has invited basically everyone that was living on Danny the Street. So we get the return of Flex Mentallo, so that's cool. We saw him in the first trailer as well. And then the surprise ending of the trailer is the arrival of the SeX-Men. Yeah, that's right, the SeX-Men. That's what they're called. I never thought that I would watch a superhero show where there would be a group of people called the SeX-Men, but it's happening. And this is also a thing from the comics. It's really interesting, but I think they're like, from what I've heard, they're like, basically like cops, but over sexual problems throughout the universe and stuff. I don't know, it sounds confusing, but it's definitely going to be interesting to see how this fits in with the show, because it actually does fit in really well, because it's weird, and like I said, this whole show is weird, but it works. So I'm definitely intrigued to see where this goes and how they are involved with season 2 of Doom Patrol. And then of course everybody else is confused because they've thrown this party for Danny the Street, but now they're all confused, like, who are the SeX-Men? But that's what we're going to find out in season 2, along with everything else about all these characters, these villains, Dorothy, and also the progression of all these other characters from the first season. So yeah, I'm really excited for season 2. It premieres on June 25th, both on DC Universe and HBO Max. So next Thursday, less than a week away. Yeah, so this is really exciting. I'm glad we're getting this season. But anyways, guys, what did you think about this trailer? Are you looking forward to Doom Patrol Season 2? And what do you think about the way the season's villains look? Because I love the way they look in this trailer. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and hit the subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the DC life.